Hi there. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. This is part of our HeartWise Relationship Academy. I'm Ruth Sharon, here with my beloved Jim Sharon. We've been married since 1970. We've counseled thousands of people and coached so many and led
1970,
retreats.
did they have stage coaches back then?
Oh, yeah. It was before the telephone was invented. Anyway, we've been at this a long time and we just want to share a little bit. So we're on January, which we have identified 6 elements of being heart-wise. And this month we're looking at building dreams, since it's the new year, starting off with a fresh slate, hopefully. So what are some of your dreams and intentions for the new year? So we're going to have a little focused conversation here with each other and hope you'll pick up the threads and practice on your own with your partner or your family or friends.
Yeah, we're going to focus on you as couples. That's our work mainly in our academy. And it's going to be a lot, since we only have 10, 12 minutes to talk to you on Wisdom Wednesdays. That'll be our focal point. Excuse me. So where do you want to start, Ruth? Which of these realms? Physical?
Yeah, so if you think of the density of the physical body, and then we'll talk about the emotions are visceral and visible, but they're not tangible. And then thoughts, that creates our reality, and our social environment, our engagement with others, our worldview, and then our spiritual aspects. So we're going to go from the dense to the more etheric. So let's jump in, huh?
Yeah. So physical, huh? Again, couple goals. It could be intentions, goals. You might look at something as simple as, can we eat better together? It would be a dream, because for years we haven't, and all of a sudden you're deciding, yeah, let's lose some weight, let's have more energy and do that. And you could get the same result perhaps with physical exercise. Put the two together. Wow, you're really dreaming, huh? So that's my start off example, I think.
Yeah, so physical, food, exercise, hydration, sleep, those kind of physical things. So setting our intentions for that. That's beautiful. And then the emotional. Boy, we have a lot of emotions during a day, or maybe those emotions are kind of shut down and we're just kind of coping and plowing through. So what's happening in the emotional body, and how would you like to be? What are your intentions regarding your emotions?
And a lot of that starts with communication, with each other, so that there's more smoothness and more collaboration, right?
Not throwing things at each other,
right?
Taking our unresolved issues and throwing them around.
Yeah, not being reactive, right? So those could be some really strong intentions. And again, this is dream building. You might say, what does this have to do with dreams? But imagine what your relationship would be like if you were much less reactive, more thoughtful before speaking, and self-regulating with your emotions. How would that enhance your relationship?
I'm still working on iMessages, just owning it for myself and not saying you do this and then I feel this way. But
it's always my fault.
Not blaming, not to blame and shame, but to own, to take ownership. So
I like to play, folks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's a player.
I like to be
a player.
Well, not so much that context.
No. Okay, but emotions, that's a big body of understanding. So what do you want for your emotions, with yourself, with each other? I like to think of, I have my own emotions, you have your own emotions, and then we have this shared space. So do we bring our emotions and dump them in there, and then we've got this whole mess in here? Or am I able to honestly say what's going on for me and what I would like, what kind of support I need, and make that us space cleaner, clearer.
Yes,
juicier.
Which means mutual self-regulation. Yeah.
So that's good for emotions. How about thoughts?
What's your thought about thoughts?
What's my thoughts?
I mean, this, we're called HeartWise, but, I do like the pipeline. I've used that word previously, between mind, heart, and gut. And here there's heart wisdom. There's also obviously mental wisdom, which can be different than just knowledge. So you might work together on how you can develop that wisdom, what that means to you. And you might enjoy more intellectual stimulation together. That could be a dream, let's attend lecture series, or
Listen to podcasts.
podcast.
We have a podcast called Give Your Love Life Some Love, and we interview lots of people. So yeah, stimulating ourselves intellectually, mentally. I also like to look at our thought process. If we think the world is unfair and we don't like this and blah, 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 our attitude, thought is about attitude and beliefs also. So maybe there's a belief that we have that's not serving us anymore. And our dream would be to kind of minimize that thought pattern of victim, of it's not fair. Why does it always happen to me? What's wrong with me? Those thoughts.
Yeah. So reframing some of those thoughts, right? And not getting caught in some of those cognitive distortions. And, I think some of this can be fun. Going to movies and plays that are stimulating and thought provocative.
Reading books. Look, we wrote those 2 books along with others, The Secrets of a Soulful Marriage, where we take you through a journey of what it's like to unpack our own stuff and really create the kind of communication and love life and dream building that we aspire to. And then we have the HeartWise book, which is a compilation of 16 authors on different topics regarding being heartwise. So
you have a little advertisement in there, huh?
Well, it's an invitation to read or to listen or to grow intellectually, mentally, change our thought patterns.
And this could even be supporting each other's careers. A lot of us do have careers that involve the mind. And how can you support one another in developing some of that?
Some problem solving, clarifying, planning, organizing, all those mental functions. That's great. Yeah, so the mental world is huge. And as we know, the things we think about tend to grow in front of us. So if we're thinking negative, we're going to see a lot of negative. If we're thinking possibilities and what ifs and could it be and what could we do about this, problem solve, then we get more of that. So the mind is very powerful. Social
realm.
Yeah.
So often that the woman is the social director, right, in the family, not always the case. But, you guys can look together to see, do we want more friends? Ruth and I would like to have a few more couple friends than we do, especially local ones. And so that's something you can look at together. What kind of friends do we each want? Right.
What do we want to do with them? We got an invitation today from a friend to ask us if we want to go to a concert at Swallow Hill. So we'll have to respond to them. Yeah. So what's your social intention for the new year? Maybe you want to be more active in volunteering. We just volunteered for the refugees that are coming across the border and are flooding our city, Denver here. And we've been sorting clothes and packaging them up and sending them off to shelters. So, that's a social action kind of activity. So what do you want? What would feel good to you? To meet your neighbors, to get to know somebody in your neighborhood or go to a organized event that you could meet some people. What would you like? How would you like to be socially?
Some of it could even be in the political arena. Right.
Yeah. Make a difference. Volunteer or take up a cause. Yeah. So the social domain is a really important one, setting our intention. Sometimes we're so burned out in our own life, we don't have time or energy for any of that. So what if we took care of our body better? What if we managed our emotions more adequately and wisdom, heart-wise way? What if we could think in a clearer way that shows problem solving? We might have more energy to socialize and be engaged.
Yeah, good point. And then part of the equation is spirituality. You might think of a pie chart. And actually, I don't totally like the analogy I just started to go with, because these aren't discrete realms necessarily, right? They really
overlap,
a lot of overlap and
all interplay.
Interplay, exactly. And the spiritual to me is the center of the hub. the center of the wheel is the hub in the center of the wheel. That everything else kind of springs from there. Now, you may not agree, and you don't have to, but I'm just letting you know where I come from, and it's worked very well in my life. But to look together to see, okay, perhaps we go to church or temple or mosque, we pray. How else can we enliven our spiritual life? How can we enrich what we regard as spiritual together?
Yeah, maybe that's the conversation, is what are our intentions spiritually? It may not be a God focus. Maybe it's more of a breathing, meditating, yoga kind of focus, or
Buddhist,
Buddhist alignment with different practices, or maybe it's just being more in nature and seeing the beauty and awe, or maybe you're taking up bird watching and seeing how wonderful the bird kingdom is, or the stars, studying the stars, and that we're part of the universe. I mean, it could be anything that's just bigger than our own little house and our own little day. Anything that feels like it connects you to
our own little self, right?
Yeah, the little self connecting to the big self with a capital S. Yeah. So what is that for you? So these are conversations. What can we do physically, emotionally, mentally, socially, and spiritually? Those are known as the 5 realms that we occupy simultaneously.
You might want to look to what makes most sense for you as a couple as a starting point. If you picked 1 or 2 of these, just to say, how can we begin to develop that, and then we can look at some others. Some of you might say, well, we already have this down flat and we're good. Okay. Yeah.
So dream building, is there a trip you want to take? Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to have money dedicated to an improvement in the house. Maybe you want to have a child. Maybe you want to repurpose something that is, is different than it is now. What are your dreams, about vision boards and setting intentions? And as we set our intentions and we have this vision, we give it our attention. And then we see what we can do to remove the tension so that the energy can actually grow and flow.
When you're really dream building, a lot of that tension is going to melt away because it's exciting.
It's fun. Yeah. Right. So let us know. Put something in the chat. I started setting up a chat on this HeartWise Relationship Academy. So I'll put a posting of the chat and you can respond to it if you see it, or just write a comment underneath this HeartWise Wisdom Wednesday. Thanks so much for being here. And we hope to see you at our Wisdom Wednesday. Our HeartWise Circle. We have a lot of names here. Our HeartWise Circle is actually January 11th, coming right up. When you see this Wisdom Wednesday, it'll be the 11th, and it'll be from 7 to 8 p.m. Mountain Time.
We'll see what you folks have to say about those of you who get online about dream building. Okay.
Yes, so that'll be a live gathering. It's not recorded. It's just casual. Just come on, couple or single or anyone, just hanging out and talking about our element of the month. And this element is called building dreams or dream building. So hope to see you then. Look on heartwiseacademy.com and look under events and you'll see HeartWise Circle, and it's free. Just click on it and register and you'll get the link to the Zoom. We're on Zoom. We'll see you there. Take good care. Bye.